So that everybody knows, we've had a few positive tests this morning for COVID. So to spur or to stop a spread of an outbreak, obviously with the Zilstra yesterday and Saturday, and then a couple today, we've sent everybody home. So we'll conduct some virtual meetings, and then hopefully be able to get back in the building on Wednesday. But I just want to make sure I allowed you guys to that information.
All right, with that, we can go into questions. And if anyone would like to start us off, the floor is open.
Matt, how many positive tests are we talking about, and are they centered in any particular position group?
I'm not yet sure the total number. We have some guys that are rerunning, so I would say it's somewhat significant, enough that we're going to stem the tide. And there are some positional errors. I'll probably keep that off the record until they've confirmed everything. But we are sending everyone home.
Once again, guys, if you would use the raise hand icon, and if you have a question, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Coach, just want to ask you, in the game yesterday, your use of timeouts, particularly the one in the first quarter after Sam had connected deep and then Cam came in, you guys called the timeout. What was the reason for that one?
There was some confusion in reading the wristband. Obviously, I didn't have the right play. Where exactly that confusion lied with the number being sent in or the number being read, I can't answer that. I don't know. But Cam looked to the sideline, needed a timeout. Obviously, down there in scoring range, we'll always protect the points. We always save our timeouts in the second half for the end of the game when we can. But didn't want to take a 5-yard penalty there.
And then just in having reviewed the film, what do you feel like was the biggest challenge in getting the Bucs off the field yesterday for you guys?
Antonio Brown, he was a significant difference maker in the game. Obviously they had they had the two explosive plays in the first half, Chris. The long run that was the first touchdown. Really, the game was 13-6 with 1:41 left, and they had the ball in minus territory. So, it's a back and forth game at the time. And they hit the deep ball double move into two-man. That's usually it's man underneath with a safety over the top. Just poor execution on our part, good execution on their part, and that kind of flipped the game. But we were much better defensively in the second half on third down. They're an excellent offense. We weren't, as you know, we weren't able to get any sacks or turnovers. I think those are key things you have to have against them to get them off the field.
Let's go to Joe Person, followed by Will Palacic.
Hey, Matt, do you know who's going to be your starter quarterback this week?
I'll probably address that on Wednesday, Joe, just because I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody. I hope you guys can understand that. I haven't had a chance to visit with anybody. I usually like to even review the film with the guys, because sometimes I might think, hey, this guy, why did he do this? And then we have these conversations. When I say we, the coaches. So the coaches haven't met with the players yet. So in light of kind of our unique circumstances right now, I'll address that very definitively, though, on Wednesday.
And then real quick, are your coaches in the building today?
Our coaches are in the building right now. I'll wait to hear from Eddie and those guys. Everyone's in the building right now. We just, walking down here, just made the decision to get the players out. The coaches will probably just each go to their own offices and not be together. Some of the issues we had last week were with coaches as well, young coaches.
And then finally, so did you have some positives with coaches last week?
Some of the young quality control guys weren't in the building last week.
And finally, is Gilmore done these last two games?
I don't know. I talked to Stefan last night. It didn't seem as serious. He said it didn't seem as serious. That being said, they were going to run him through some tests today. So I'll wait to see where he's at medically. But Stefan's a true professional. So when he says it's not as bad as, at first thought, I don't know what that means. Obviously he's a guy that wants to play. So I'll have to wait and see, kind of what the doctors say today.
Matt, you spent a lot of time yesterday talking about your process and everything coming towards this build. Were there times this season where it felt like the process was going quicker? And just from your perspective, are you where you guys want to be in this stage of where you are building towards this?
I talked a lot about all that yesterday. I've tried to, I tried to be respectful of, the questions, and you guys have always been great. I think, kind of today I'm kind of looking forward, moving forward. I think the biggest thing, Will, for us is to play these last two games the right way. Like I said, I saw some areas. We had a lot of young guys out there. But I saw guys like Shaq Thompson running sideline to sideline. I saw guys like Daquan Jones giving tremendous effort inside. Some of our defensive linemen played their best games. Watching Derek Brown, who's taking some real steps right now. You see Yetur Gross-Matos really coming on. So we know we have a lot of work to do. I think the best thing that we can do right now is focus on, where we're at. We don't really talk about with the team. Certainly we don't talk about, hey, this is what we're trying to do long term. And these guys want to win. We want to win. We have a chance to go out and play New Orleans, who plays tonight. I'll be quite honest with you guys. I don't know who will be available for us. Every day has been a different thing. So it's an opportunity for a lot of young guys on the practice squad to prepare. But I think the biggest thing that I want to see these last 2 weeks is for us to continue to play with great effort. They've played with great effort, and just better execution. And then up front on the offensive line, we're going to have to protect the quarterbacks at a much higher level for us to have a chance to win. So we're very forward-facing right now, excited about this week. We have a lot of challenges with the COVID and some of the injuries to see who's available. But that's where our attention is.
Let's go to David Newton, followed by Sheen Quick.
Hey, man, I got a few. Are you looking at signing any players right now to have as insurance with the COVID situation you have?
Yeah, Dan, I met earlier upstairs with Scott and Dan and Pat. They were getting lists together and having strategies. We brought guys in last week, and when they got here, they had COVID. They had tested negative at their previous spot and had COVID when they got here. So it's kind of a unique puzzle. But yes, we're certainly exploring any and all options to make sure that we have a full team come Sunday that can go play go play this game as well as we possibly can.
And you mentioned yesterday being from Philadelphia, the booze, you're kind of used to that kind of thing. But have you ever had that happen to you personally?
Yeah, I got booed when I was the head coach of Temple. I got booed. Yeah, I got booed.
I was curious what that was like for you then and now. Is it get any easier, or are you just kind of immune to it almost?
Yeah, at the end of the day, my job is to just keep helping the players improve, keep helping the organization move to the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl and giving these fans what they deserve. And so they deserve a team that wins games and wins at home. And so we have not gotten that done yet. I certainly understand all of those things. And so I want nothing more than what they want, and that is for us to bring a champion here to Carolina. So when it's not happening, I just focus on what's next. I mean, I focus on what can I do today, and to me, it's all these little micro decisions. It's hey, doing the best thing we can with the roster this week, trying to go play our best game against New Orleans this week. The same thing the following week. That to me is the only way that you can accomplish something great.
And one more thing, a lot of time this time of year when teams are struggling, you hear the coach getting a vote of confidence from the ownership about being back next year. Have you had anything like that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Dave today. He's been unbelievably supportive. All of our conversations this morning were about, the best things to do moving forward. So he's been tremendously supportive and shown me a ton of confidence in terms of what we're doing. We're certainly not where we want to be. But we knew that this was something that was going to have to be done right, and so Dave's been nothing but great to me, and I appreciate his confidence.
So he assured you no changes, you'll be back next year then?
I don't ask those direct questions, and I certainly would never speak to his words. I hope you understand that. That just he's shown me nothing but confidence about me and the future and moving forward. But I would never speak for him. That I would feel like that'd be out of line.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Coach. I know that you've said throughout the season that it's a focus of you guys to get the run game established, but outside of the 6 quarterback runs, there were only 9 rushing attempts yesterday. Can you talk about that, how that fit into the game plan? Was that a response to what the Bucs were showing on defense?
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs overloaded the blocks and brought pressure as they do versus everyone. We would have liked to have run it more. I think getting down, it kind of turned into a drop back game, obviously late in the third quarter, into the fourth quarter. And when we did run it, we didn't have a tremendous amount of success. So it was one of those games where we just tried to adapt to the way the game was being played. I think Coach Bowles, their defensive coordinator, did a great job of overloading the box and daring us to throw it. We tried to take some shots down the field. We weren't able to connect on all of them, and a couple times we had pressure and quarterback had to scramble. Obviously we'd like to run the football. We've wanted to run the football, and just yesterday was a day that we did not run the football well enough.
Let's go to Jonathan Alexander with the next question.
Matt, having said that, about your meeting with David, did you walk away feeling confident that you'll return next year?
I think I answered that. I'm not. I don't think about anything other than doing my job. I hope when you think back about all the things I've said, I've been pretty consistent. My job is to do the best I can each and every day to give our players a chance to win. I talk to Mr. Tepper several times a week. We talk after every game. We're always talking about the future and what's there. In terms of votes of confidence, my job, all those different things, those things are all out of my hands. I'm going to go back to my office and try to put together the best plan for our guys for this week, and I hope that our players respect that and appreciate that. None of this is ever about me. It's always about the team. It's Panthers, our players, and I'm going to keep pushing forward.
Also, where do you stand on teams potentially having their games postponed?
I don't have much of a feel about it. I know, those things usually aren't decided by me, so I'll show up to play the game, and whenever they tell us to play it, I'll play it. Obviously this is a serious issue. It's kind of, running, rampant, obviously through society and through the league. So, for us, we'll control what we can control, and that's making sure we've had the best roster possible.